Welcome everyone and welcome to All In, All United. Now we know, Nico, that the review a couple hours late, because the game that we about to review was played yesterday, the Carabao Cup, I think it's the third round, right? Third round against Brighton, we played Brighton 2 times in the space of 4 or 5 days. And, after the first game in the league, some people would have been biting the nails, going into this third round playoff against Brighton at their home, but not to our surprise because it was expected. Ollie did say that we were going to rotate. It was a heavily rotated team, and we also faced a heavily rotated Brighton team as well. So it was two changed 11s going up against each other in a cup game where we know, when you consider how close these games are and the congestion of the fixtures, you expected that teams, would have had to risk it a little bit in terms of their starting 11s. And at the end of the day, we came out victor. But then if we were to go into the game, Nick, and we'll do that now, you would feel that the game didn't really feel like a 3-0 win until 15 minutes to go. Before that, it was always looking like it could go to penalties. I mean, and that's just my intro into the discussion, the review, because we have the review to talk about. We have the Champions League draw to talk about, and we also want to talk about the Carabao Cup draw. So without further ado, Nico, let me get into the mix. We talk about
it. Good night all. So as Warren said, definitely the change in lineup would have definitely tell in terms of the tempo of the game, because for some reason it wasn't feeling like a cup game. It was just feeling like a kind of sparring match. Each other feeling out each other. We didn't really have that intensity in the game. Some of the players on either teams, you didn't know who was who, But I think we really went out there and we gave a professional performance. I think he likes McTominay, who usually always give his all. I think he showed up yesterday. Fred would have showed up. I think Henderson again is doing a tremendous job. He made some excellent save and some saves at very crucial times. I think definitely he's United quality. You see that. I don't know what I know I'm digressing, but I don't know what going on with Romero now. Reeves, I don't know if you might be able to give us a heads up later on. But definitely, I still think has enough for the league, but it really a tight contest in the goalkeeping department for us. The goals in terms of the Mata, I think Mata stood out yesterday. I think Mata stood out yesterday. I know Becky, is a big admirer of Mata, and you saw why yesterday. I think it was a quality goal, a quality assist. I think it was just down to maybe just a professional performance, a professional. That those guys went there to do a job, and they got it done. In comparison to what went on the weekend, the chaos over the weekend, so it was still good to come away with the victory, but for some reason, the game itself didn't have that fanfare, didn't have that wow factor, It was just like a show in the park. We went 3-0 and we move on, Yeah.
I think Richard, good night, buddy. Thanks for joining. He said we don't have that excitement on the pitch. And that's a very true statement, because I don't know if you would have heard my opening comments. You would not if you look at the scoreline, it's a little bit deceiving, because the excitement of the game really came into it when we made the substitutions and the first teamers came on. When you saw Pogba and Rashford come on, we started to see some little bit of link play, some little interchange, and Mata came to life. Van de Beek came to life, because apart from that, Van de Beek was invisible, for the majority of the game. And as you said, Nico, it was a professional performance without nothing really
changing gears.
Yeah, to talk about, you know, and this is some of the things that we've been talking about for quite some time, you know, for large portions of the game, we had possession, but it was like not, it was like, it was just possession for stats rather than to make anything happen, you know? And I mean, being a Man United fan sitting down trying to watch a game, it's hard rather than enjoyable, if you understand what I'm saying, you know? So I guess for what it's worth, I mean, and this is just me trying to, you know, take some positives from it. We get minutes in the legs, Nico. We advance, and we hope that it will, you know, the win will help the confidence, you know.
Yeah, you talked about Van de Beek performance. I don't know if it was down to instruction or maybe lack of, as we was talking before, lack of that link up player to play with him. You know, he was really invisible for a lot of the game. At times, you want to know well what position he was playing. You saw him on the wide left at midfield. So now you saw him change it a bit, but for some reason he was very subdued. You know, he was really looking out for more from him, especially of recent reams. I don't know if it's gossip or what, where his agent would have come out saying that he hasn't been getting given enough game time. You know, he was expecting that he would have really put on a performance to put his name, you know what I mean, closer to the first team sheet when we play Tottenham on Sunday. You know, when Mata came on, you saw something similar to maybe what expected of him. You know, as we were been saying, maybe that link up player who on that wavelength, that similar wavelength, he could have feed off of easier than maybe a Daniel James or whoever else was on the field at the moment in time. This wasn't, you know, linking with and because you still saw him filling the gaps, going into these spaces, but for some reason the ball wasn't maybe coming to him when he wanted it. You know, but when Mata came on, you saw that dynamism and you saw that link play, which would have led to the goal that he would have assisted for Mata. You saw he had a few shots on goal, you know, so he really came to life in the second half when maybe more when you really get more quality around him in terms of even the other substitutes and the more quality around them and the more space where Brighton would have started to tire maybe because even Brighton would have made a lot of changes, you know. So so I don't know if on the basis of the last 10 to 15 minutes, you know, Ollie will judge to maybe if they put him in the starting lineup for over the weekend, because yes, we have seen Pogba struggling over the past few weeks. Yes, we know the goal yesterday would have definitely, which again, you know, I mean, if it wasn't for that deflection, that ball was going outside. But he was grateful for it. So maybe that confidence will give him a boost also for the weekend. But I think Pogba really had to step up. You know what I mean? I really hope that goal would have done a lot for him. But I think
so.
But I think if you don't, I think Van de Beek will be there to maybe stick at him.
But here was my thing, right? Now, I get the point that probably Van de Beek needs to play with more of the first team players because it's clear. And, you know, I mean, I know a lot of us would have watched the game and we would have seen where he's the type of space player, you know, he intricate. So he like those kind of in the space passing, you know, where he could link and move and, you know, that kind of thing. But for me, the attacking responsibility or the majority of the attacking responsibility and the creative responsibility falls on the number 10, right? And yesterday, that was Van de Beek's role, you know, to be that outlet. And, you know, I mean, I know him and Bruno, they are totally different players in that number 10. Bruno is the one who will come.
I don't know if Van de Beek was the number 10, because he had Van de Beek and had Mata.
Yeah, but you know, Mata always drifting. Mata's starting position is always the wide right, and he have that freedom to drift, you know. So I understand that Mata will come in and assist with that, and Mata could do that. But when I look at how Van de Beek where his starting position was in that number, it was in the hole, right? And for me, from what I was seeing yesterday, yes, you're moving into these spaces to get the ball, in those little tight pockets, and then you'll make your true passes probably to Igalo out wide or however. But you had to know as a footballer because you come from the Ajax Academy that is a very, very intelligent, you come from a good background. And I asked myself, because for large portions, as we identified before, for large portions of the game, we forgot that Van de Beek was playing. So I'm telling myself, I say, well, hey, I understand that he's different from Bruno. Bruno is the type who will come and he will come for the ball and he will try to make things happen wherever it is. So if you block up that space, Bruno will move and he'll come and he'll take the ball off your foot and he'll try something. He's more risky. I understand probably Van de Beek a little more conservative. But you had to know, Nico, that, hey, if this not working, then, hey, let me try to do something different to impact the game a little more. And I wasn't getting that from Van de Beek. 70 minutes you play, and I didn't see her. I mean, I get the fact that, when the better players came on, they started to find you with the passes and you made a key pass to Mata for the goal. But come on, man, let me see you trying to change up your game a little bit so that you could make things happen as a number 10, right? Because everything went through Mata. Mata had a real good game yesterday, right? But I couldn't say the same for Van de Beek. So this is one of my concerns. I'm not too sure, based on that, whether he did enough to really say, well, hey, I'm going to boot out Pogba or I'm going to boot out Bruno for Sunday. That's just my opinion.
I think the only position really up for grabs will be the Pogba position. I think him,
and that one deeper.
I think the Matic position more or less safe. But again, you never know, because it could be Matic or it could even be Fred against Spurs, because I think Fred coming into a decent vein of form, even as you would have said, even from the Sevilla game, he had that energy, but he just really need that composure next time now. And if you really get that composure next time, I think he could do well. I don't think McTominay did himself any. I mean, he didn't put himself in any bad light. I think he had a solid game. Again, but a solid game in terms of being an option. A solid game being an option. I think maybe he's coming into a decent vein form because I find he was okay. Right? But he's another one that developing. It will have chances within the squad. It will have injuries, it will have rotation, and you want players in form. And I think he didn't do bad yesterday.
But you see, Nico, I don't know. Sometimes they want your players to be a little bit. I find them fellas too safe, boy. It's like they want stats, 90% pass completion, and these sideways and back passes, these comfortable, safe passes, not helping anything. It frustrating more than anything else. Because I'm telling you, even though I was just commenting on Van de Beek, it had so many opportunities to make a forward pass on Van de Beek there, and he's showing himself, for a free pass, and they would choose to go back to Bailly or Lindelof or go across the field to Dalot or Shaw, So I don't know why it is they caught up with this. Make sure you complete our pass. I don't know. I mean, I talk about.
I don't know if instruction. I don't know if it's instruction. If there's instruction being given to them. Possibly could be. Possibly could be. But again,
before you go ahead,
go ahead.
Because right now, and I think Richard had noted it before, we're not excited to watching. It's only because we are Man United fans, and we really in it that we watching out games, and apart from that, the neutral don't want to watch me games. Anyway, make your point.
No, I was just saying it's important for guys to get minutes now. I guess with the minutes, the form will come. The confidence will come. I think even taking a risk is about confidence too. If you don't have that confidence, then it's less likely for you to take a risk. But if you have that confidence, most likely, you'll be willing to take a risk. So I think with games and with performances of, let me say, even of yesterday in terms of winning, just winning, it might be a victory with free-flowing, attacking football, but that's sometimes just winning getting a victory under your belt does boost confidence, and you might see more from other players just because of a victory. Even the goal that Pogba scored, you know what I mean? Yes, to me is a own goal, but he would have taken a lot of confidence from that. You know, so I guess the game minutes and that's the wins on our belt, China, you know what I mean? From the first game to the second game to yesterday's game, I think we're building up something.
All right. Richard saying we need to play with a rhythm. We take too long to settle in matches. Like when, by a fridge and you had to wait to plug it. No, it's true. It's true. We just had to wait for the gas to settle, all kind of thing. Richard also saying, I think he just need more match. I think this is Van de Beek talking about. I think he just need more matches to really get accustomed to things. Remember he now start back playing after a good while. Is it, Richard, clarify, is it Pogba you're talking about or Van de Beek?
Right? Van de Beek did, I think, from since February month. Eh?
Oh, yes. That's correct. Alvin, good night, man. Thanks for joining. I think the Beek still has to adapt. He only had very limited minute playing with the team. Hopefully he'll get better. And I think that's a good point in retrospect because we look at how Bruno came into the team and Bruno gel right there one time. That's not always that's the ideal. Not everybody is always gel and kick it off, one time. Richard saying that's Fred only side and back. But you see the thing with Fred, for me, there's my opinion, is that once you have the right player next to Fred, you can't play Fred and McTominay. So I think you have to play somebody who will complement Fred a little more, like Pogba, or somebody a little more creative, a little more risky. Because Fred there to break up the play and to get back the ball so that you had the freedom to,
I think that's what we're lacking, eh? If you go back to that point, I think that's what we're lacking. We're lacking the ability to break up the play, high up the field, and attack.
Yeah.
So I think we're winning the ball or gaining possession of the ball too deep where teams get back into position and it's harder for us to break down. And that is when Oli came, or that is the brand that we have to win games with. Play that high intensity football, winning the ball high up the field, and then attacking with the pace, the Rashfords and the Marshall on top. I think we had to get back to that, as we said, attacking the ball in packs and not a single man press. Press and pack, win the ball high up, and attack from there. I think Fred does do an excellent job doing that.
Yeah. Dwayne, welcome, man. Yes, thanks for joining, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Okay, yeah, Richard says Van de Beek he was talking about. He's saying Bruno make it bad for everyone, especially Timo Werner. Yeah, boy. Watch me, Bruno set that bar too high, boy. It's like everybody's supposed to just fall in and just, kick it off.
Yeah, it's true, eh? Because I put Werner as my captain fantasy last week. You know what I mean? Woo.
Watch me, after first week I sell Werner, I traded out.
Wow.
Yeah, I realized Werner wasn't kicking it off as much as I thought he would have.
I said West Brom is food now. I said, go get something.
But top performers for the game, Nico. My top performers were Henderson. I think you mentioned it. That at that point in time when he made that save there, that could have changed the entire game because it was still 1-1. Yeah. And I think at that point when he pulled off that big save, the momentum was in favor of Brighton, because they had the spec back, they were pressing, and they were keeping the ball, and they were making things happen. So I think that save came at a very, very key moment in the game, because right after that, the substitutes came on and we got the second goal. Bailly, solid performance today for me. He gets in there, and I could only pray and hope that Bailly stays fit. I'm still seeing some little rash challenges that a more clever attacker could work on.
Sliding.
Yeah. So I think Bailly still had to calm them nerves a little bit, Bailly.
So you're still saying Bailly not good enough at present?
No, I'm not saying that he's not good enough. No, I'm not saying that he's not good enough. I'm just saying he's doing well, but it's having them moments in the game where I'm seeing he concentration slipping that could cost us in the bigger games. So once he could control them little nerves and that little mad streak, I think by heading in the right direction to out Lindelof. All right. my next standout player, because for me, only 3 players really stood out today: Henderson, Bailly, and Mata. Yeah, yesterday and Mata. And Mata, rolling back the years. Somebody was telling me to say if I think it was Callum, he said if Fred could I give Mata he age, it would have do real good for me. But Mata really rolled back the years yesterday. Watch me at that part in the game when Mata was
the legs there. It's not the years there, it's the legs.
The legs. Where Mata was running. I don't remember that part, Nico. Mata was running along the line, and I think it's Dan Burn, the long legged defender from Brighton. And he gave a kind of feint and leave him in. I was like, "Oh, that's you, Mata. That's you." And he went. I think he went that free kick, and that's where we got the first goal. So Mata was really, really good. Mata was bright yesterday, and you could see he confident, and that was the second man of the match because he got the man of the match against Luton Town. So kudos to Mata,
I think my players on the match was almost the same, but I want to put McTominay in there because he has been struggling for game time, but he does still give his all. I think that opening goal was important. I think he took it confidently, and I think he is coming back into the form that he had. Let me say post the lockdown or post when we got back the full team. I think he been back a bit of confidence. I think to me alone, how he took that goal, it showed confidence. It showed confidence in the finish. So I think he's he was composed, and you're seeing where he doesn't know when a player training and a player, in the zone. And that finish would tell you that he was in the zone. And I think that could only be good for Manchester United. So I would put him in there. I would definitely put him in there. Just because I saw that composure and that calmness, so that finish, I think for that alone he deserved to be a mention for the Guinness.
Yeah. I've been asking, he said does All United have a group in the fantasy league. Watch me, we could create one once you all Nogan only have me and Nico in the league. You understand? So if you all up for it, it's still early days, plenty of football still to play. We could create the league, All United League, and I'll post the code, on the page, so you could feel free to join. So what do you think about that, Nico?
Yeah. Right. Fantasy guru.
This man is
I like it. I kind of lose the drive a little bit, but I kind of get it back a little bit this season.
Watch me, I tell you, I had to just pick on hope. Nicole is telling you a thing earlier. I haven't said anything it's a good idea, so let me look at it.
Yeah, for sure.
We're just saying, but we need signings to get out of that Champions League group. All right, so
so we can switch.
Let me talk about this Champions League draw. Now, earlier, I don't know. Richard saying you up for it too, so we organize that, fellas. We organize that. That draw, I feel we had a group of that. I feel we have the group of them.
Reeves, yes, I know Leipzig was in the Champions League, that was quarterfinal or semi-final or whatever that was. For some reason, I think we could beat them. I think we could top them. You know what I mean? The PSG game definitely will be a difficult one. But even them, I think on my night on there, they could beat anyone. Because let me say in the Premier League, I think we are some of the best teams in the Premier League. And on any day, we could give any team in the Premier League, I run for the money. We could give Liverpool, we could give City, I run for the money on any day. I think last season we would have beaten City 3 times, So I definitely think we'll come out of the group. And to me, I don't really look at it as why you couldn't get an easier game. But I just look at it as I really want to test ourselves and to develop. We have a young team. Definitely, I don't think we're going to win the Champions League this season. But it's just to get our exposure for the players like the Greenwoods and even Rashford and Marshall is still very young players. Coming up. Even Bruno. Maguire. Lacking that Champions League pedigree. I think games like these will really help develop us, not for this season, but for the 2 and 3 seasons after come. So I'm not looking at, we got the group as all right way, well, Europa League or no football at all, but I see it as an opportunity for us to develop and to show the Europe that Manchester United is back now. So the moment we come out of that group, then definitely people will be looking at us as, all right, United make it out of that group, that team to look at.
I wish I had your optimism, Nico. Based on honest here, and I think, look, Richard and all saying it here. He said we ain't looking too good right now, nah? And the thing about it for me is the team, as you say, the team have the potential, we have the quality, but we're not consistent, and the teams that we drawn against. You see, yes, I get the point that we want to play the best. And I think that's the post that we put up today when we post the results and the grouping. To be the best, you have to beat the best. But I mean, sometimes I just feel we could get lucky like Chelsea and Liverpool. You see the teams them fellas get right.
I don't find Liverpool out so easy, but
no, because for me, you see, it's important to sometimes it is go a long way when you meet a team that you could beat. Because why watching as well, Nico? We're looking at the fixture congestion is one thing. 2, the games between these Champions League games is not games that you could rotate in the Premiership. So it's like
no games in the Premiership.
So and then 2
you
now.
can't rotate against Fulham.
Right. But my point is this, Nico. We don't have quality and depth. We've seen that, and I don't know. We have like 3 more days before this transfer window closes, and nothing happened yet. I don't know if they're going to pull, as I said before, a rabbit out of a hat on deadline day and sign Batman and Aquaman. I don't know. Right? But my point is, as it stands right now, you see in the levels between with first team and with second team, and with first team still catch no kind of form yet to say we're going out to really run a PSG or run a thing. For me, but you see, you have to remember too, Nico, league confidence is overflowing into other competitions as well. So if we're not really performing in league,
I don't know. Some teams are struggling in the league and win cup games, cup competition and things. We see that with Ghana here, when the Africa Cup relegated,
I be honest with you, I'm not too confident. Probably as we play more games and the fellas start to catch some kind of form and some kind of rhythm, I might change my tongue. But as it stands right now, we're in a real tough group, and I unfortunately expecting us to finish 3rd and drop down to Europa League. Richard saying we don't play with quality. And I've been saying I think the team have the quality up front, but the defense and coaching needs to improve. Richard also saying and like he wanna buy Vin Diesel. Watch man. Yeah, that's but I hear what you're saying, Nico, in terms of what could that possibly happen. But I watching, how Leipzig played last season, the kind of high octane, high intensity, football. And I know our team just naturally slow with plenty that we just do, how we just play. So it's easy to hustle we off the ball because we just transition so slow. So I've seen the potential for us to struggle in the Champions League. And then when you see, we know how our defense lacking. Teams like PSG. Let me be real. That night in Paris earlier. Let me do get tired.
But Reels, you think even your expectation is too high of what's expected of the team? You think what's your realistic expectation for us to win the Champions League?
Not to win the Champions League, but my realistic expectation is to at least make a quarterfinals, which would mean that we had to come out of the group stage.
Right. I think we can do that. I think honestly we can do that.
I don't want to play no more Thursday football. I tell you, I agree. I prefer finish last in the group And so we could go, well, hey, here we're going to let me just focus on the league rather than come third and have to go and be playing Thursday, Sunday, and that kind of thing. I ain't about that.
I agree with that. But again, I don't think my expectation is that high, simply because I think we have a lot of experience in the team, and I think the investments in the team are not where it should be if we really want to compete with the best. If we really want to compete with the best, then definitely we'd have gotten a right winger by now. We'd have gotten a central defender by now. We'd have gotten maybe a left back by now, right? A striker. We'd have definitely gotten a striker by now. You know, at least one of that five, right? And we haven't done that. So realistically, I don't think my expectation is not that high, unless as you would have said, you know, I mean, a Batman and a Robin come out in the last few days and really change our fortunes now. But we had to be realistic. Yes, we are fans, but we had to be looking at what the management or the owners of the club is doing within the team now. And yes, we as fans, yes, we say, well, whatever them do, we still want to win the Champions League, but we had to be realistic. So my expectation not that high. I think we have a lot of raw material. Let's start to refine them, and I think competition like these will definitely refine some of them. And I'm not looking for to win the Champions League. That's
but Nico, nobody.
I would say, well, this team is could go somewhere now. And would for us to really know what we really need to. You know, play these teams and then you go in the quarterfinal, you get Chelsea, you get right, you meet a Bayern, you take seven, right? No, I'm not taking that. You know what I mean?
No, but Nico, what I'm saying is nobody. I think anybody who expectation is for Man United to win the Champions League, that unrealistic and ridiculous. The point I'm making is we want to be able to come out of the group, right? And I mean, I can't help, or forgive me, but I can't help but watch across and see the kind of draws, you know, some of we counterparts getting, and feel like sometimes we get hard done now, boy. You know? Because when you look at this group based on the form of the other teams in the group, we third best. We really and truly third best. Right? I mean, I hear your optimism in terms of being able to probably get something from Leipzig and get something from PSG. But I hear a lot of people talking about that night in Paris. Well, let me be real now. Let me be real. That was a one-off, and I being real. That was a one-off. We were fortuitous, you know, and we advanced, and we saw what happened after because Barca steamrolled we. Right?
As long as we handle our home games, I think we'll be good to go. You know what I mean? And the home games, and you know, I mean, let's let me say even the other team in the group, Bashika, whatever it is, right? Beat them hopefully. You know, I mean, I think we'll be true. You know, we win our home games and beat them, and we'll be true. Right? Yeah.
I mean,
we could do that. I think honestly we could do that.
I mean, once we, if you know, to be fair to your argument, if we could catch some kind of form like what we saw last season, you know, and them fellas and them confident, you know, I hope within the next couple of games we really pick up, and even come Sunday against Tottenham, I'm hoping for a decent performance. Sorry, and even to motivate the squad as well. We need to see some new faces coming in. You understand? So I think there's a lot of things how to work together. You know, I don't want to jump the gun and say, well, we lost the group, we out already. But as I stand right now, looking at what's going on, I'm not seeing us progressing. You know, I've seen that there's going to be a very, very difficult group for us. You know, and we had to wait and see what's going on. You know, Richard saying I thought he was beating Palace. Yeah, I mean, teams just watch and talk. Thomas Tuchel, that is the PSG manager. Them fellas is intelligent coaches out here. Nagelsmann, Leipzig coach. He's the age, he's the age. You understand? He's 30 something. You understand? Yeah. Simeon saying we buy.
Exactly, yeah, that's what I'm saying, and that's my point exactly. So that is why your expectation can't really be, you know, even to make it out of the group is necessary to get experience and hope that they really invest in the team maybe for January next season. They really invest in the team for us to become competitive. You know, because with the team we have, we can't, I don't know how far we can really be expected to go in the Champions League and still do well enough in the league to guarantee a top 4 position. You know, so I think that's all.
I think right now, if we've been fair to Ollie, I mean, we know he's not the best coach, you know, but I mean, he's doing a fairly okay job right now. And I think the board really hanging him out to dry. And I just see in this group in the Champions League as just a greater, you know, for platform for him to get rinsed now, you know. I don't know.
Want to show up himself as a top coach?
I'm afraid, to be honest with you, I'm afraid Ollie even show up as a top coach because then the Glazers go sit down and say, well, hey, well, look at that.
You have enough to work with.
Yeah, he do it with what he have. Why we had to go and spend money now to try to improve the squad? Look, he doing it.
Then it's up to him. To say here what I made wine out of water, right? And I did enough now to get that confidence from you to invest in the team. Right? I would have shown that I could do it, and I would have done it with subpar tools. If you really get top tools, then you know what I mean, you could even get much more.
But he didn't do it. He didn't prove it already last season, getting third with this team, and still we 3 days away and we signed one player. Yeah. And I'll be honest with you, Nico, if Van der Sar wasn't the director of football for Ajax, we would have signed 0 players right now because it's Van der Sar pushed that deal through.
Exactly. You're right.
You know? So guys, that was the Champions League draw review. You know, I'm hoping I could be as optimistic as Nico, you know. I mean, my expectations is not to win the Champions League, but I want to be able to make it out of the group, you know, at least that quarterfinal stage, you know. And I'm not seeing it with the group that we get drawing and how we're looking right now. So hopefully we pick up some form and we pull off something magical. Richard saying, Ole might have to put on a shirt. Because we need that kind of quality. You know, Oli could still see the goal, you know. Talking about draws, Nico, you know, the Carabao Cup draw was also today, and we drew high-flying Everton, and we had to play them at their home, you know. So, I mean, I don't think we had the luck of the draw. We never had. We never have. Even last season, it was always Chelsea. This one, Chelsea, Wolves. We were always getting City. We were always getting the tough draws. And I mean, you know, history supported us because we always came out on top. You know, but I mean, we had some kind of form to back up to you know, support us going into the ties. But right now,
but yeah, but we still have time, Reeves. I think the draw could have been worse. Who
were the other teams though?
City, Spurs, Chelsea, Arsenal.
Stoke. Chelsea get knocked out. Spurs knock out Chelsea.
All right, Stoke. Yeah.
We could have get Stoke, boy. We could have get Brentford or something by.
I think, but still, those games waiting in December, right? So we have some time. Things could change dramatically. By that time, Everton could find a slump. You know, Calvert-Lewin might lose one of his goal scoring boots, but that man different right now. You know, so I think it could have been worse. You know what I mean? If it have fans now, it could definitely be good. We're not going to listen with fans, so it would be very difficult. But a good contest, so we are good contest. Looking forward to it. Anything could happen in cup games. You know, I mean, we could go to that game and we could end up like a Brighton at 3-0, easy, right? Because at that time will be really a stack crunch matches. You know, during that Christmas period, so definitely we'll have a rotation. You know, so anything could happen. You know what I mean? Anything could happen. So I think I like to see us play decent games now. you know, watching them play Luton and have all the possession and, you know, I don't really get the excitement in comparison to, you know, playing a better team. So I about the excitement, you know, I about the enjoyment and the, you know, the one-sided football, you know, is bomb after a while. I want to see, you know, action on both ends at times now. But control aggression from us, you know, where we controlling the, you know, controlling the other team, you know, and we attacking, you know, but not a one-sided game, you know. I want excitement. I think that the Everton game would bring for us in the Carabao Cup. And I think whatever happened, you know, we move on and we take it as it go.
You know, you was talking then, and an interesting thought came to me. And I just want to go back to the Champions League draw for a bit, just to make my point. One of our strengths is playing on the counter. Right. And PSG and Leipzig, they are not low block teams. So, you know, that same kind of entertaining, that kind of entertaining football, we could really and truly see some very, very entertaining football, you know. I mean, because one of we see how we struggle against teams who try to sit deep and play on the counter because they know they're going to capitalize on the slow and the weaknesses of our defense. But if the game going even and, you know, it has spaces behind the defensive line for the opposition, then we could truly and well see the likes of Rashford and Greenwood and even Daniel James, you know, because we know that is where he thrives. You know, we could
coming on with tyrant teams.
Yeah. So these games could really, you know, be it could really play into our hands and play in our favor, you know, and be some very, very entertaining, interesting games if we were to look at it like that now, you know. Because they would fancy the chances against us, so they wouldn't really sit back. You know, so it could really be that kind of game. So I mean, that's a positive. Simeon saying Pogba ready to play up to high expectation. Good spell yesterday. Someone find his cape. He has the talent to drag his team. Shouldn't have to, but the cupboard bare. Hear this now. Before the recording, myself and Nicole, we were talking about some different formation changes that might actually lend to Pogba being played where he could take a little more risks, because the position he's playing right now is deep. So any risk could get severely punished. You know, so I was toying with the idea, guys, and tell me what you all think. Simeon saying, but we defense, Kareem, our defense. And I hear you, Simeon. I hear you. And I remember something, if Ollie said, Nico, I think Ollie said, and I think Fergie said as well. He prefer win a game 5-6 than 1-0. So I don't know. You know?
If we back to your point with Pogba.
Yeah.
Position in the team now.
Yeah. And before the recording, myself and Nico, we were talking about this. The role that Mata does currently play, his starting position is out wide right. But he have the freedom to roam and drift inside and however he wants. And I'm thinking about this, y'all, because one of the issues we missing when we play Pogba and Matic is that the tenacity, the speed in play and in transitions. And sometimes Pogba with his little indiscipline tend to like to take a little more touches on the ball. And, you know, he don't feel that kind of freedom to do what he wants to do when he playing so deep and, you know, with teams closing him down. So I toyed with the idea earlier. We play Bruno out right, wide right, starting position, but he has that freedom to cut in, to roam, wherever. And we allow Pogba to play in that attacking role in the middle. Remember, when Oli had just taken over the team, Pogba was playing in an advanced role, and that's when we saw the best of Pogba on that on. Right? And to boot now, we have Matic and Fred behind them providing that kind of cover. Fred giving you the tenacity to break up play, and Matic giving you the calm, composed, you know, reinforcement of trying to settle the football and build it. What do you think about that? Now, I know all them might talk about width on the right-hand side of Bruno Coutinho, but I was Fred, and, you know, the winger turned right back, Basaka providing that kind of width because he could be able to press higher, because you have a little more pace in Fred to recover. What do you think about that, Tanya? Nico?
Yeah, for me, I could see it working. Yes, we want to see Greenwood in the team, and it could always be a rotation. It could be a rotation because I mean, I know they're a player. Marshall hasn't as yet.
We got 2 games, Nico. You go drop Marshall.
Yes. We go just saying, you know what I mean. Marshall hasn't written, you know what I mean, the Premier League light as yet for this season, right? I think he would definitely be given the opportunity to do that. You know what I mean? I don't think all these that kind of cut short kind of 2 games, and you know what I mean. You're not as good as me, but
Wait. So, you willing, you had cut Rashford throat yet since last season. No. Hear him out. Rashford ringing since Crystal Palace, boss, last season. Right? Rashford only now come against Luton, score, then he show up against Brighton. For me, he was
but what saying to the formation you now said? The formation that I now said.
But you say you're willing to drop
No. You say you're dropping Greenwood. But to me, I don't think Greenwood, if you had to drop somebody, I don't think Greenwood is the man to drop. I've been honest.
Who you can't drop?
If Marshall right? That promise or that quality that we need in the center forward position, and we want to employ that formation that you're talking about, right? Then to me,
you dropping Martial?
Martial could end up being the man who get dropped. I just saying. Right, because right now Rashford, tell me Rashford is the man in flag. Rashford is forward and form. Right?
I don't think Rashford is form, you know.
No, when he's scoring goals, right?
Yeah, but
he getting goals, right? Greenwood, shoot on sight, always on target. Right? You give Greenwood a chance, keeper have to save. So if you had a drop one of the 3 right now, it could only be 1 man, right? But again, I think. Listen, no, they're cultured business. If we don't get goals, Reams, somebody had to pay. And it's either only pay or somebody that sent a forward role who were not informed had to pay.
All right.
So if it is that somebody to employ or deploy that formation that you now talk about, then it can end up being Marshall, right? I like the formation. We talking about the formation. The formation it's real good. I like it. But I really like Greenwood in that forward line. I love Marshall in the forward line, but he had to prove the man right now, at least for the next two games, that he deserves to be there.
This is unbelievable. I'm gonna tell you why, right?
If Jimenez come there, if Jimenez come in that team right now, things will be real sticky.
Let me tell you why this is unbelievable, right, Nico? Let me tell you why this is unbelievable. Right. Martial was our top scorer last season. I didn't finish, right?
Right.
Apart from being our top scorer in the back end of last season, he was probably our best player. You understand?
Yes.
From the start of Project Restart till our last game against Sevilla. You're gonna tell me Crystal Palace, where the whole team play rubbish, even
yes,
they start inform Rashford. He and all was rubbish. The man play against Luton Town. he come on with against tired legs and he do a thing, right?
Right. Yeah. Yes.
Against Brighton, he wasn't all that, but he scored a good goal,
Right.
right? Then he came on
And
again.
that breeds confidence. That
I
especially
ain't saying no, but I
confidence.
can't understand why
Uh,
after all Martial do, 2 games where the
it's
man
about
probably
form, eh?
suffer, 2 games where the man probably suffer from service, proper service,
Right.
because we know the entire team not
Mhm.
on form right now, and you're gonna drop Martial for Greenwood because you could kick with 2 foot.
For we?
Palo, playing centre
Hey,
forward is more than being able to kick with 2 foot. That's all I gotta tell you. It
what
has
I'm saying is right.
more.
If we
What trouble is this, boy?
if we didn't talk about this formation last season, then Rashford was getting dropped immediately without even a thought. And
Yeah, but
everybody
the 2
would,
games before the man
everybody
was.
would agree. But that the man who's scoring the goals. So you go drop the man who's scoring the goals?
All right, let me check. All right, let me ask you something, Nico. How much minutes Rashford play as opposed to Martial at the start of the season to talk about form and who should get dropped?
After 2 more games, if Marshall is looking as the centre forward of Manchester, or how so the centre forward of Manchester is supposed to look, and Rashford continues to score, and Greenwood continue to be the threat that he is, then if you want to deploy that formation, then you're going to end up being Marshall.
I do agree. Let me get some comments inside. I've been saying, I always say Pogba playing too deep, wasting his talent in that position, needs to be played in a more advanced role to help create more chances. Bruno can't do it alone. And I think this is why, we're talking about this system. If we do get Sancho, I think there's a real good system that we could actually, experiment with now, yeah, boy, Simeon, boy, man want to drop Martial. Like, what is wrong with them fellas and them, boy? Man, a short memory, boy. And it's only short memory for Marcel, and he ain't forget about Stones, Rashford pulling it.
I ain't forgetting that one.
Richard saying Greenwood deadly because he can use both feet. Come now, man, I ain't not doubting that, but I don't think Greenwood ready to lead our line. Yeah, boy, Marcel more come. It's like me and you against the world, boy, Simeon, boy.
Yo, I just saying, right? If you don't give me the goods, you can't keep on playing and try something else.
Yeah, but what's saying, Nico, is Ole wasn't talking that same way when Rashford was ringing for a month and change. All of a sudden, 2 games.
We didn't have no other option. But if we deployed this option,
It's the same system, the same players here.
He would have gotten dropped. If we employed this system, he would have gotten dropped.
Wow.
That's the business. Yeah, that's the business. If you're scoring goals, you end up on the bench.
So Richard, let me get something clear here. You think Martial should get dropped because 2 games, man, suffer for service.
He's talking in general. I think he's generalizing this thing.
Well, then Rashford should still be on the bench from all the rubbish he played last season.
So to play who? James?
Well, I don't know. Bruno?
Hey.
Martial. So all right. So let me ask you, Richard. So we're saying, Richard, Martial over Rashford on the left and Greenwood up top. Let me understand because that is not what Nico's saying.
No, what? No, but what forward line could move anywhere.
Yeah. But I think Greenwood, as bitter as he is, Greenwood not ready yet. I see Greenwood, coming through very, very soon. But right now, let me do forget it. Marcel is the number 9.
Yes, but if Haaland, who won Dortmund, was at United, would you have been saying that Haaland ain't ready yet?
Sorry, say that again. I didn't hear it.
Haaland, who won to Dortmund, right? If he came to United, would you have been saying that he ain't ready yet? Because Greenwood scored almost the same amount of goals. I'm just saying, right? So what made Greenwood not ready yet? Because the man scoring goals. I don't get. I'm not against Marshall, but the point of saying
Nah, all they fighting on Marcel, man. I
no,
ain't
no,
like
no.
that. The
No,
man,
what I say is
it's like, what the
the
man
point
gonna do
where
again,
saying
buddy?
no, where saying the point where saying Greenwood not ready yet. I disagree based on facts, based on goals. Right?
No, what I'm saying is I don't think Greenwood is ready to lead the line as a centre forward because it's not as though, the requirement of our centre forward is to run at defenders all the time. Sometimes you have to put your back against goal, back to goal. Greenwood still have work to do in that area. That presence in the box. I know saying that he
But
can't do it,
yes,
but to be my main number 9,
presence in the box is one thing.
but to be my main number 9, so
Number
you
9 has to
telling
be a presence in the box. I want my number 9 to be finding the back of the net.
so
Most
you
of
telling me Marcel not
at
doing
the
Marcel
moment,
wasn't doing that?
no, I just
You
say
counting, you
the
judging
moment.
Marcel after 2 games, Nico?
All right.
2 games, boy.
Yes, no,
Nah,
but
man,
I
I'll
say,
let all man.
anyone at the front three not performing, Rims, anyone at the front three who is not performing, and we want to employ our system, chop the one who is not performing, and let me try.
So what you're saying is after these 2 games, Marcel is the one not performing when the team not performing to supply my striker?
Yes, I hear you.
Let me
Right?
get some comments.
Yeah.
Simeon saying Greenwood is thing, but Martial always plays well, but the ball needs to be at the back of the net from the center forward. It's early.
Exactly.
I've been saying Marcel will end up like Pochettino, take it to the Champions League final 1 season, then get all they hating, boy. All the men are really hating. What going on tonight, boy?
And you want goals. You want goals, really.
Richard saying, yeah, but really, Marcel needs to be consistent. We in a compromised position. We had to rely on him. Look how quick he scored.
Exactly.
All right.
2 games. 2 games, Van der Beek, you're turning man under the bus. You see what? You see your bias?
All right, hold on. Let me clarify my position with Van der Beek. Because I did say Van der Beek is different to Bruno. And Bruno spoiled me earlier. By the end of the day, I am willing to give Van der Beek the benefit. But what I did say about Van der Beek is he's a different type of attacking midfielder than Bruno. He's the one that's looking for the spaces, right? And what I'm saying is because the players around him were not finding him to suit how he likes to play, I was expecting Van der Beek to do a little more in terms of trying to change up the way he played. Now, if we were to relate it to Martial now, we have a reference base with Martial. Just a couple of weeks ago, Martial was one of our best players. He was our top goal scorer. Now, because I propose a formation change that will kind of put Greenwood out of the mix, all they want to hang my boy. And I have a issue with that. No, that will you say. If it was up to me, Marcel, not Marcel Rashford seen the bench. It's Greenwood.
No, you say Greenwood first.
All right, because he's the younger one.
And it can be from young. It can be from youngest.
Okay. So the thing is,
it had to be based on form.
Why it is?
It had to be based on form.
Fellas, why Marcel had to be the one to get up? Why Rashford can't get up?
Because it's based on present form.
What form? The man scored 2 goals against 2.
But still, if you had a rate who is the one in form, it would be Rashford.
Richard, but the man barely gets service. I don't know how Marcel is playing. I don't involve the man in the football. When Marcel had to stand up in our box with 2 or 3 defenders around him.
We want goals. Now we want goals with forwards. We want goals. Yeah.
Watch me, fellas. All you gonna bite on the tongue. Trust me.
And then we want.
Man proving all wrong. And I still have the young man by.
That's what we want.
Hey Jody, blessed night, brother. Thanks for joining. Now watch me. I really like Martial. I like Martial. I guess like the man style. I like intelligent, quality, finesse players now. I like them when they like that. I like Berbatov. I like Kagawa. I like them kind of players now. Them kind of pace merchants. I don't really fancy them. With two French players not consistent. Way boy, like what going on tonight?
Is you talking about the formation change?
No, but all I say is in the formation.
What is gonna drop Greenwood? Yes, sir. Nah, that happening.
That Sevilla game shake confidence in all them strikers. Yeah, them fellas didn't finish at all. Them, yeah, we real show with that game, boy. Real show. But man, let's forget how suspect certain players was now because them scored 2 goals last week. Them undroppable.
We just talk about present form.
I don't think
all this come up real because of your formation that only
yeah, but all I saying.
If somebody had to get dropped, it's either one of the two right now. You know? And they give you a chance, pal, and you know, keep on not stopping it.
Jody saying Rashford on the left, Van de Beek on the right. I don't know if Jody was listening and to hear the formation suggestion experiment that we had. But we were experimenting with you know how Mata when he playing, how on the right, his starting position is be on the right. But he just had that kind of freedom to drift and roam now. So we were saying we'd have play Bruno there, give him that kind of freedom and push Pogba up. You know, and give
and jump Greenwood.
Nicholas ever agenda this season. He said, I like Martial, but understand the consistency we need. Yeah, the comment following here, understand the consistency is what we need. Not promise I get enough of promises from the government. Oh God. But Alia, let me be fair to Martial. Wasn't he just in hot fine form? 3 games away, Nicole. I don't understand.
Reels. This is football. This is a cutthroat sport.
Richard, the man hasn't shown that he deserves it. The man was our top goal scorer just a couple of weeks ago.
Right. That's what we want. We want to see. That's the form we want to see.
Well, give the man chance now.
Let's see. We want to see the Mane and the Salah form in Martial.
Ole was so Richard.
Right?
We want to see
the Raheem Sterling and the De Bruyne, right? And the Aguero in Martial, and that's what we want.
Yeah, and I want to see Mane, Salah, Aguero, all of them in Rashford too. All in coasting when the man ringing. The man scored 2 goals earlier, 2 goals against.
We want goals. Yeah, I agree. We want to see that. We want to see that.
The thing about that game against Brighton when Rashford spin them fellas and score, I mean, it's a good goal. Don't get me wrong. But the game wasn't that game. His football, his performance wasn't all that.
Nobody wasn't that bad. Comparing the entire team, he wasn't that bad.
I'll trying to rile me. That's what going on. I'll trying to rile me. I ain't gonna fall for that trap, fellas. Jody said, "What's on a real? Once Marcel get going, everyone will want him." Boy, I telling you about.
I put in my team. I had to drop him. I had to drop him because I didn't drop him because of him, but because of the team. Because I don't think the team was playing good enough to supply him with the final balls. So I didn't. I say, well, boy, I had him for 2 games, but it take a week.
Yeah, and I think I go and do the same thing. Yeah, I can't drop him. Because...
And definitely, if we had a win, most likely Bruno would have a hand in the game. So I think Bruno could always be an excellent pick going forward.
So, guys, you know, we on the inside and you're all watching, and we appreciate that. Don't forget to like the stream, right? Don't forget to like the video. Right? I think Nico, we well over an hour. We didn't intend to go so long, but let's have a work up, Jed. I can't believe all of we. You know. Anyway, we have Tottenham Hotspurs on Sunday. You know, Mourinho kind of have a team. You know, a kind of form day. You know, them fellas scoring for fun. You know, And right now we kind of not really looking that 100, but we're hoping that we could take the scalp. You know, footballers go. So let's hope that come Sunday we're able to step up and represent. You know, the guys getting the rest. You know, we hope that they're putting the working on the training field. You know, so let me see. Any closing remarks, Nico?
Yeah, a big game. You know what I mean? It's always a big game to come up against Spurs, and also with Mourinho there. Always had a extra bitterness involved. But you know, I mean, just to really get over the line, you know, I mean, I continue to build that momentum, wait for the rest of the season.
Richard, I know you're trying to run me, you know. He said, but really, you know, if Igalo was in that Palace game, he would have scored. Igalo, you see Igalo yesterday, Richard? You see Igalo yesterday? Igalo had
I don't fight Igalo now.
three chances, and the man couldn't score against a second string Brighton team. Anyway. No, don't drop him. He will answer the critics this weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we want. That is exactly what we want.
Yeah, man. So guys, thanks again for joining our review. We do appreciate it. As always, like, share, and continue to comment. And this video will also be available on YouTube, so you could go across there and subscribe and like as well. You know, we do appreciate it, right? And the final word goes to Arvin. He's saying Son injured. He had to remove him, or you had to remove him from your fantasy team this week. So one less threat to United. That is true. I think Son out, Bale not ready. You know, so let's hope that works for us. You know, and let's see how it goes on Sunday. Nico, I wanted to see Marcel this season most of all. You know.
I think the expectation of Marshall is high. So I think every passing game that he doesn't look the part, I think people just be a bit despondent now, because after last season and even what he did for France recently, you know what I mean? I think the hype for Marshall is up now. So you want to see that kind of performance. So and the moment you don't get it, you know, it's the question, you know, if he's really what United really need at this point. But it's a human thing. You know.
I really
something, Reams, right? That's the basis there, right? That's the minimum. So what he would have given is the minimum expectation. Everything after that, you know, that is what I want. Anything under that is fail. So right now we failing because he under what is expected, because he who set that barrier, right?
That man again, no kind of service for the last 2 games he played. The whole team play rubbish. We couldn't even transition the ball properly. And I don't want to have my boy down and talk about finishing and standards and all kind of crap. Boy. Richard said no hard feelings, Reem, but you come wrong. I love Greenwood, you know. I make an out and mention he was the one to get dropped. So the Rashford was supposed to get dropped. Nicholas, you draw me in there. You draw me in. All right. Well, guys, thanks for the interaction. You know, thanks for everything tonight. You know, we do enjoy the banter and everything. You know, I mean, leave it up to me. The team come first. You know, so whatever works for the team, as far as I'm concerned. But at the end of the day, you know, I love Martial, and he frustrates me too. Nico know that. You know, yeah. So, but at the end of the day, the team comes first, you know. And the last word goes to Jody. Yep, the team not up to par. Can't blame one person. Yeah, so let's hope that the team could gel to the point where we could really allow Oli to pat Jose head come Sunday, you know. All right, guys, have a good night.
All right, good night.